Cat dissection 101. We're gonna start off with the integumentary system. This is the fur. It provides warmth, protection, and it also uses communication when it puffs and bristles. Some of the special adaptations that the fur has over here would be that the skin regenerates and fights off infection. Um, when the cat feels threatened, it tends to bristle up and make itself bigger by making the hair on its back stand up. And it also allows it to have more sensory from the whiskers here. If something's bothering it, it'll feel it, cause a nerve reaction, and then the cat will move itself. So here we have the respiratory system. We have the trachea, which connects the larynx, which is the voice box, down to the bronchi of the lungs, which provides airflow from the lungs for respiration. Down here we have the lungs. These are these little two slits down here. This allows oxygen into the red blood cells and helps the body get rid of CO2 when exhaling. Down here we have the diaphragm. As you can tell, you have these little slivers down here. And these are partially attached to the rib cage as well. And they help with the breathing process of the cat.
Next, we're going to be talking about the digestive system. First, the food goes in through the mouth, and then right here, this structure along the trachea is the esophagus. The function of that is to carry the food, liquid, and saliva from the mouth to the stomach. The stomach is going to be down here. It's this deflated sac right here. And the purpose of it is to break down and digest the food and to get the nutrients out of it. On top of the stomach right here is the liver, which filters and processes blood as it circulates, it metabolizes nutrients, detoxifies harmful substances, and makes blood clotting proteins. And then this little thing right here inside of the liver is the gallbladder, which stores and concentrates bile. This is the omentum right here, which is like a fatty tissue that covers the intestines. Its purpose is fat deposition, immune contribution, and infection and wound isolation. Okay, so as you can see right here, the small intestine, this is where it connects to the large intestine, and then this part down here is where it connects up into the stomach. As you can see, the small intestine stretches out and it's pretty large. It's probably about 3 feet in length. Now, as you can see, we've removed the fatty layer, the omentum, and you can see the stomach right here, which is connected to this right here. This is the small intestine, and underneath you can see the short segment right here is the large intestine. The small intestine does 90% of all digestion and absorption of like nutrients and minerals from the food. And then the large intestine absorbs water from the remaining indigestible food matter and transmits the waste from the body. Next is the excretory system. First it starts out with the kidneys, which are right here. The function of the kidneys is to remove waste and excess fluid from the body, which is urine. These right here are the ureters, which go from the kidneys down to the bladder, which is the sac right here. The ureters are just the uterine tubes that carry the urine from the kidneys to the bladder, and the bladder the function of it is just to store the urine.
Next is the endocrine system. Right here is the spleen. The spleen filters blood for the immune system, recycles red blood cells, platelets, and white blood cells. Okay, so we'll be talking about the reproductive system. Right here are the ovaries, and then these are the uteri, which meet down here at the vagina. The ovaries make the eggs, and the uteri hold the embryos while they're in development. They have internal fertilization.
We will be moving on to the circulatory system, which is the heart. So right here we have the heart. The right side of the heart maintains pulmonary circulation to the lungs, and the left side pumps blood to the extremities of the body. Here on the heart, we have the aorta, right up on here on top. These are the pulmonary veins, these little pink ones you see here. And this is the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. These here are this is the left atrium, the right atrium, and the left ventricle and the right ventricle down here.
Alright, this is a model of the heart. It shows the flow of blood better than the actual heart. It's a little bit harder to see. So this is the superior vena cava right here. The blood comes in and goes through the atria first and then the ventricle and goes out through the inferior vena cava. And then on this other side is the pulmonary veins where the blood goes in, goes through the atrium and the ventricle, then up through the aorta and goes up to the brain.
For the nervous system, the brain is the main organ. The brain controls the network for the body's function and abilities, enables conscious communication with our bodies, and it controls the sensory organs. For the brain stem would be right here, but it is in the cat still. This is the cerebellum, and this is the cerebrum, and then the back, right here on the sides, would be the midbrain. The brainstem regulates heart rate, breathing, sleeping, and eating. The cerebellum receives info from the sensory organs, spinal cord, and other parts, regulates motor movements and voluntary movements. The midbrain in the back is responsible for hearing, motor control, sleep-wake arousal and alertness, and temperature regulation. And the cerebrum has the higher function of thought and action. For a better visualization on the brain, this would be the brainstem. This is the cerebellum. The midbrain is the blue, and all of the area that's yellow right here would be the cerebrum.